IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today's fun fact of the day has to do with children. Did you know that all babies pass through 3 stages upon being born? The first stage starts in the first few seconds of birth. This is when the baby is hyper alert to all the new stimulus around. This is when the baby has its first cry. All the amniotic fluid from the lungs is expelled, and for the first time, the lungs fill with air. A new pattern of breathing emerges, something the baby will use for the rest of its life. The breathing is still irregular and not smooth as the muscles are firing for the first time. At this stage, the baby is in full alert mode and its heart is beating at close to 180 beats a minute. Tap, 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 tap. After that first 30 minutes of excitement, the baby goes to sleep. This is the second stage. The heartbeat reduces to a resting of 120 beats a minute. The third stage is all about the body settling down. The heart sometimes races and slows down. The breathing sometimes races and slows down. The body is getting used to this new environment and this new life. But through all these 3 stages, one thing remains the same. The baby breathes correctly, something we have forgotten to do as adults. The checklist to breathing correctly is 1. Make sure you're breathing through your nose. 2. When breathing in, the stomach is pushed out and the ribs expand horizontally. 3. When breathing out, the stomach is pulled in and the ribs contract horizontally. All this comes naturally to a baby. Just see a baby sleeping. You will see that the tummy is moving up and down and not their chest. Now look at yourself in the mirror and take a deep breath. What moved? Did your chest rise up and down, or did your tummy move in and out? For most adults, the answer is the chest moves and not the tummy. And this form of breathing is called stress breathing. When animals are stressed, they take a shallow chest breath. This is needed to run away from predators. Our lives today are a series of imaginary predators attacking us. Our breaths are all stress breaths. Interestingly, breathing from the chest in a shallow way appears to start in the first few years of school. It could be from shouting parents or school teachers that gets us stressed, or that we were told by adults to stand straight and pull our stomachs in. Sometimes kids are made fun of, called fatty, because their tummies do the breathing movement. Whatever the cause, we tend to grow up breathing wrong and damaging our ability to calm down, sing, run, or just breathe as a whole. Our goal should be to move back to breathing the way we did as babies. Or for that matter, every single animal. Ever looked at your pet dog sleeping? His tummy will be moving up and down. This is the correct breathing pattern to be at rest. When a dog is running and panting all over the place, the breathing changes. And we are constantly breathing like running, panting dogs. So let's relearn how to breathe. There are 3 levels to breathing to our full capacity and efficiency. The first stage is called the diaphragmatic breath, or the belly breath. We will discuss the more advanced stages in future episodes as they are more complex. The diaphragm is a muscle that runs horizontally across the body and divides the lungs, or rib cage, or thorax, from the digestive system, or abdomen. Its major role is in breathing. The diaphragm moves down into the abdomen and sucks the air into the lungs. Thus, when moving down into the abdomen is pushed out, and hence the rising tummy while we breathe. When exhaling, the diaphragm is pushed up into the lungs and all the air is squeezed out. Try this now. While sitting, take a deep breath in and see if your tummy moves or not. Try moving it in and out. Notice how hard it is for you to do. If it's easy, congratulations, you are on your way to breathing correctly already. So to practice this, lie down on the floor or sofa or bed. Put one hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy. Gently push down with your hands on your chest and tummy. Now when breathing in, push against the hand that's on your tummy and try to raise it up. This pressure gives your body the right cue to begin breathing from your stomach. While breathing out, push your tummy down all the way in, making sure your chest is not moving. Now do this for 20 breaths. That's about 2 or 3 minutes. You can do this at any time of day. However, I like to tell my coachees to do this first thing in the morning when they're still in bed. So your super simple habit to relearning how to breathe correctly is to practice this belly breath every morning while you lay in bed. If you get out of the bed to turn off your alarm, do not come back into bed. That would be a total disaster. Instead, lie down on the floor or the sofa at home and practice this. You can also do this just before going to sleep, as it's relaxing as well. Bring out your inner baby and let's start breathing correctly. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Kuha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us, you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Cyrus Says is brought to you by Storytel. Keep in mind that if you go through storytel.com/IVM, you get a 30-day free trial as against a 14-day free trial on the link. All right? It's very simple. All you got to do is log on to storytel.com/IVM. Millions and millions and millions of stories, many written by me.